there, Charlie from Purposeless Rabbit Holes here today with a brief discussion video. I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite games ever, The Last of Us. Everybody loves this goddamn game, and one of the main reasons cited is usually the story, and particularly the ending. Just thinking about that shit turns me into SpongeBob at his mama's house. What I love about this ending is how ambiguous it is, but how concrete it is at the same time. You're left with 100 questions, but for once, that's a good thing. It's not a lost situation. 10 years later, and I'm still salty as fuck about that. The questions that The Last of Us leaves with you are questions that lead you to almost create your own ending. Does Ellie find out what happened and shoots Joel in the fucking face, brain doctor style? Does she accept it and move on with her life? Does she hold a grudge against Joel? Does she repress the knowledge of what he did? Does she even really know? These are interesting, exciting questions for a narrative to leave you with, and yet on the flip side, the story of The Last of Us is over. The Fireflies are fucking dead. Seems like they never even had their shit together to begin with. We finally understand Joel, and he gets an amazing conclusion to his arc. And to service that arc, Ellie is kind of left as a shell of a human being, much like anybody who played The Last of Us. It's a hard cut to black, but it all makes sense. All of that being said, honestly, what can The Last of Us Part 2 possibly bring to the table that would satisfy the majority of the fan base? Is there even a right way to do a follow-up story? Like I mentioned earlier, I feel like the story and these characters could go 1,000 different directions after the game cuts to black, and putting a cap on all of those ideas and picking just one to base the follow-up to The Last of Us on? Good fucking luck with that, buddy! That seems like a Herculean task. Me and everybody else on the planet went into The Last of Us expecting a solid Naughty Dog product and came out looking like Leave Britney Alone. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with expectations. We are now expecting some big shit. Bigger shit than any of us could think up based on that immaculate first ending. Now, I know, Neil Druckmann specifically stated at E3 or PAX or whatever the fuck event it happened at that he and his team wouldn't be making this game if he didn't feel like Naughty Dog was creatively capable of it.
I know there's a lot of people that feel this trepidation about coming back to these characters and revisiting what that ending means and worrying whether that's going to spoil the first game. And you have to understand, we feel all those things as well. Like, no one loves these characters more than we do, and we would not do this if we didn't feel like we had the right idea.
I trust Neil Druckmann for the most part, so that's good to hear. On the other hand, I'm sure Christopher Nolan said that before The Dark Knight Rises. I bet Zack Snyder said that before Batman vs Superman, and you can bet your ass that George Lucas said that shit. So you never know.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
The man's trying to sell his game. I can't blame him for that, but I also can't trust him 100%. Look, I love The Last of Us. I love these characters with all my fucking heart and soul, and in a dream world, I would love to see a continuation of Joel and Ellie's story. But we don't live in a dream world, and I kind of feel there's no way a sequel could realistically live up to the wild expectations that come with the next step in these characters' journeys. You better bring that hot shit, Druckmann. We're all counting on you. Godspeed.